first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to gradate this from light to dark. This is the Japanese rice paste in glycerin. And I'm going to put it on the brush first. I've got a large block, so I'm going to use large brushes. This just gets the paste on the brush evenly. And I apply the paste to the wood. Can't see anything, the color is dyed, actually. It's dyed the wood kind of yellow, that's the paste. Now I have to add the color. The reason I do it this way is so that you can actually see how much color you're putting on the brush. And then when I do this, it actually spreads the color pretty evenly onto the bristles. Now, to make it go from light to dark, I'm going to start down here. And then very lightly, I'm going to stop. Then I take brush number 3 that has paste. And I am going to rub the top of these, and I'm going to come down, and that's it. Now, the background mountains are solid green. Need more ink because it is taking the ink.
Dry.
It is very dry. You have to be careful not to get the green on the yellow. And then I'm going to go with the grain of the wood to do a final pass so that the color will go on evenly. And Bill is checking to make sure I haven't missed anything. We have to wipe the edge. Because this block is carved so deeply, I use this so the paper doesn't fall down into these large crevices that have been carved away. Yes, it does. It's perfect. And one small pad. This keeps the paper from falling into this area. This block is heavy, so Bill's job is to move it. This is registration, where I get the paper in the lower right corner. And I'm going to be doing this a bunch of times, so. And then on this straight line right here. When the paper is damp, it's very soft. So what Heather was just doing was holding the paper. This is a felt. And this is what transfers the color from the wood to the paper. Notice that this is done on Kazuki. This is the natural color paper, and this is called pulling a print, when you actually pull the paper off the block. And then I'm going to lay it over here. I'm going to check to see my gradation. I just did the yellow and this green. And you can see the gradation, it looks great. Now what Heather is going to do is blot the print while I come back over here and ink. We have a little bit of a time issue going on because everything is done with watercolor. I'm putting the paste on again. Now I'm putting the color. Now I add the green. Check and see if we've missed anything. I don't see it. And you can see why I can't do this by myself. Where was this one? Here.
There.
Perfect. And registration again. Each color in this print is printed twice. The black is printed 3 or 4 times. So this is registration of the paper, and it has to be done when you're putting a color on 4 times. It has to be done exactly in that corner 4 times or the paper doesn't register. And it's really interesting sometimes when you press it so hard. Heather's job is actually to remove residual, and you may want to show her doing this because each one has to be hand blotted after it's printed so that you get, when you use a printing press, it actually sometimes pushes the paper too hard onto the block and you get residual on the edges. So you've got to hand clean up the edges. That's the blotter paper that the print paper has been in for 24 hours. During the printing process, the paper actually stays damp the entire time. And if you notice, we are printing this color one time on 10 sheets of paper. Then we're going to reverse the paper and we're going to print it a second time on the same 10 sheets. Each color is printed twice except the black, and the black we usually print, like I said before, 4 times. And so we started at 9 this morning, and this is going to be probably an 8-hour day. We worked 8 hours yesterday and got 3 prints proofed. We chose one we liked. So now what we're trying to do is to create 10, but again, each one is a little different than the other.